no me importa lo que de mí se diga. Vive usted su vida, que yo vivo la mía. Que solo es una, disfruta el momento, que el tiempo se acaba.
So they go straight for the,
Yeah, they go for their piece. And honestly, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah. No, I feel you. Well, first, I just want to say, since we're on live now, I appreciate you coming on board,
Yeah,
man.
of course. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. I know you're like the Houston native.
Yeah.
Born and raised?
No, I was born in California.
Oh,
Born
really?
in California. Born in California. I moved to Houston when I was like 9. So, I mean, I've been in Houston.
So what do you feel the most rooted towards Cali or
Houston,
towards Houston?
for sure.
Really?
Yeah, Houston.
And what swept you away about the city?
My parents moved, you know. Yeah, family moved. So it was just like, you're 9. It's not like you get to call the shots, you know. You're like, this is where we're going. Okay, all right. I guess that's where we're going. Yeah.
Bro, I heard Houston got like the #1 like STDs and stuff. Like, is that true?
That's wild.
You never heard it? No, I'm just saying.
Nah, I mean, my hope was many years ago.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, bro, because they said Dallas is like the #1 like hoest cities, you know, in the nation or something.
Yeah.
In the nation?
That's top five,
to be real, bro. I mean, like that's really how Dallas is viewed, you know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think like we have
This is all news to me, by the way.
No, that's why it's like good to get the insight, right? From like, you know,
from a native.
From a native.
Yeah.
There you go, you know? And that's why I asked you.
Y'all ever caught some shit or what?
No, we clean.
I'm clean.
When's the last time
You could be clean now.
What? No, we're clean.
When's the last time y'all got blood work?
Bro,
like a year ago?
A month ago.
Oh, okay.
So some guys be like, nah, I'm clean. Like, just absolutely refuse to try like find out. Like, no, I am though.
They start getting
I
pissed.
got that one guy.
Yeah. So since we first saw you at Citizen,
a couple months ago.
like what other places in Dallas have you played at?
Komodo, Greenlight Social.
We were just there the other night.
Yeah, we went to Greenlight.
Yeah, I love those guys. I mean, I'll be back in June and August.
Okay. Bet.
Yeah. Okay. So my wife's pregnant, so we're due in July. So I'm just like,
congrats.
I'll
Yeah,
Thank
congratulations,
you,
man.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Son or daughter?
That's a big step.
I'm having a daughter.
First kid.
First kid.
Oh,
First
fuck.
kid.
You ready?
They say you're never ready, but I mean, I've always been.
What are you the most nervous for?
Fucking up?
Yeah.
You know, the big thing is like, all right, you fuck up at a club, you play the wrong song, or you fucking fuck up, make a wrong turn or whatever. It's you fuck up, you blew too much money. It's all pretty
Reversible.
Yeah. And that's not to say that like fucking up a child isn't like reversible, but you know, like the stakes are so much higher. That's a human being. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to
Like,
mess up as a.
and people live with that shit, right? Like,
Do you think it's more like you feel like you want to be good enough, or like you want to be there?
yeah, of course, I want to be the best dad that I could possibly be. Otherwise, you shouldn't be having a child.
Right.
I know people have kids on accident all the fucking time, and it is what it is. But whenever that responsibility is thrust upon you, or whenever you take on that responsibility, you need to be doing it to the best of your abilities.
Right.
And that should be with anything that you fucking do in life.
Yeah,
right.
No, I
Like,
agree.
It's like
How has that changed, you know, your future goals now? Like, did that redirect
the goals
anything?
are the goals are the same.
Oh, yeah?
I don't think like
What are your goals, bro?
I mean, there's so many.
Because you're already hitting at one of the like top clubs in Dallas, like top 3, top 5.
I'm doing well, you know, in Texas. The long-term goal is, you know, I've been writing music and, you know, start putting that out and kind of transform from being like a club DJ to like an artist.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Okay. Love that.
And
Oh, I like
I think
that.
like a lot of DJs, one, aren't putting in the work to kind of transform themselves. Every DJ gets into DJing because they were inspired by some
Right.
thing, someone, right? You could be inspired by clout, you know, you could be inspired by a certain kind of music, you could be inspired by an artist, you can be inspired by another DJ. But at the end of the day, being like maybe a club DJ, you're very much kind of tied to whatever they kind of pay you to play. You guys go to Citizen, you expect to hear
ass shaking music and all that.
yeah, it's a good party, right? It's a little bit of everything, but it's a good party. You go to Greenlight Social, it's high energy room. You have expectations for those things. And the club books DJs in accordance to those expectations, right? And they shape their DJs. Some DJs don't get to express their full potential or kind of musical knowledge or have entire musical freedom. And the only way to really do that is to become your own artist. If people are buying tickets to see you, well, do you.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, let me tap into a little bit right there, huh? Because was this a recent feeling or did this come from ever since you started way back when?
I got into this to play electronic music. That's what I've always been inspired by. It's what I grew up on everything, right? But like ever since I was a kid, so like growing up in like Southern California, that's where all like the raves were. They were super popular. And my siblings came home from raves. And I would have been like 4 or 5.
And you would see them.
Yeah, I mean, think the prototypical EDC costume.
Oh, okay.
You've seen that.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen that, right?
Yeah.
But like, it's fucking 4 a.m. and your siblings are walking in, just fucking eyes, fucking ginormous. I mean, as a kid, you don't know what the fuck's going on. Oh, they're fucking cooked. Yeah. But you don't know that, and you're just like, oh, okay. But you hear what they listen to as well, right? And it's electronic music, you know, in the late 90s and shit, and it was really cool, and it always stuck with me. And then so when I, you know, was old enough to like use a fucking computer and stuff, I would like find music, and it was always electronic music. Yeah. And obviously you grow up listening to what's on the radio and shit, and whatever your friends were listening to, but like that's the one that like stuck, and that's like the one for me.
Well, in that sense as well, because I want to tie a little bit into the inspiration part, you know, because I think I really appreciate when creatives, you know, and that can encompass a lot of different types of roles, you know,
everybody's
artists,
creative.
you know, exactly, right?
Yeah.
And I really like to dive deep into like where that inspiration came from. So for you, was it a specific person? Was it a specific role that you had in mind?
This, the big, they call it the EDM boom, right? It was like early 10s, right? It was like 2010, 11, 12, 13. Like EDM is the biggest fucking thing ever. Like everybody's on the fucking radio, right? And to this day, people still listen to those records in the clubs. And that inspired me. It kind of all started when I had a little extra scholarship money, you know, and I was doing nothing except, you guys ever seen Adventure Time? Yeah. So, I mean, what was I doing in the summer or in breaks? Just fucking getting stoned and watching Adventure Time and then smashing 2 medium for fucking $10 Domino's pizza. Like that's all I was fucking doing. I was like, dude, I'm not doing jack shit with my life. Yeah. And I saw my fraternity brother DJ and I was like, dude, that's so cool. I've always wanted to do that. I think I could do that. And he was like, nah, you know, like I'm a dancer. I got rhythm. I've seen you dance. It's pretty trash. You probably
who's the dancer? You?
No.
The roommate.
The fraternity bro. And then I was like, no, fuck that. I'm going to do that. If you're going to tell me, I've always been that kind of person. Like, if you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to fucking show you.
Yeah, that's great.
Fucking do it, right? Okay. And I taught myself how to DJ in 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
On YouTube, off of YouTube, right?
That's crazy.
Through my own little shows, like on campus. And then like, you guys have a Stereo Live Dallas? There was a Stereo Live Houston. And at the time I was like a ticket promoter. So I had them put me on to open up for these artists and stuff. And then one day, one of the guys missed his flight, and so I got to play like 1,000-person show. Wow! And like dope. I just walked off that stage, and I was like, "Fuck! This is like early senior year,
bro. That was probably like God's timing, right?
Yeah,
like God's
time, I was just like, and you know what? I was also doing lights for a club at the time, and I told them like, "Yo, I can't make it tonight," and they're like, "All right, we're gonna have to let you go," and I was like, "Fuck it." You know, fuck it. I was like, okay, all right, I understand.
That same time.
Yeah, because I told them, hey, I got to go DJ this thing. And they're like, nah, we can't have like.
You think that was God like calling? Oh, I'm not sure if you're religious, bro.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
you think that was like God telling you like, all right, bro.
I think everything is like.
That's his time, bro. That's his ticket right there.
I mean, bro, if you
God's
think
plan,
about it,
right? Everybody might think like, God, I should have gotten that job, or I should have gotten here on time, or I should have this. Like, it's all God's plan, right? It's all God's time, and like just accept whatever's happening in the world and with you, and you roll with the punches, and just know that it'll get to where it needs to be.
Yeah.
right?
I agree.
Whether you think that's where you should be, I mean, that's not for you to kind of really decide.
You always tend to find those people being creative, right? Like normally people go towards that route, right? And so I really appreciate you being able to share that with us as well.
I think most successful people, I mean, probably an overwhelming majority of them are spiritual in some way.
No, yeah.
It's just too many fucked things
Yeah.
to not, that bogs you down, where if you're not spiritual, right? Whether it be religious or spiritual, you'll never kind of find your way through all the bullshit.
Have you experienced that, bro? Now that you're more, I guess, locked in on the other side of
success.
Not even success, bro, but like I would say like the industry that you're in.
You're in an industry to where a lot of people on the outside where it's like, well, how do you manage that spirituality?
Because I go to church with my wife every fucking Sunday. You know, like we make it a point to pray, set aside time in our day to pray, and I'll set aside maybe like 5 minutes. And I'm just like, all right, I got to a place early, and I'm just gonna speak, just express it, whether it's gratefulness or whether it's hopefulness. Just channel that. You ask if like I've experienced like maybe God, like, and probably everything to me is that experience. But like, so I DJ'd in DC during the inauguration.
What?
Yeah, I was at the Colombian embassy in January, right?
Oh,
wow. Yeah, it was dope.
How was that?
Yeah, it was super dope. It was, dude, there was like hella politicians, like hella famous people. I was like, this is nuts. I'm just the DJ. Y'all are running this shit. I'm running this shit. Like, that's it. Like, I'm running this little board, you know?
But what do you even play? Like, you just play house music?
No, you play like fun top 40 shit, you know? Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like Kendrick and shit?
I mean, I think I remember playing like Man, I Feel Like a Woman, Shania Twain. Like the girls were like, you know, like, so at the time I was staying in a house with like 4 Navy SEALs.
Wow.
Yeah, that served with this politician that I was DJing for. And one of the, you know, somehow the question of spirituality came up, and I was like, does God talk to you? He goes, yes, actually. He goes like, I hear and talk to God. I was like, you know, I don't know if I've ever felt that. And he goes, yeah, I certainly have. And I'm like, that's crazy. Maybe someday I will feel that. Or maybe I'm just not in tune with that side of my spirituality yet. But fucking for a Navy SEAL, he probably needed to talk to God at some point.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you never know the outlet that you're going to be. Right? Yeah.
fucking bombs and shit. You're like, yeah. You don't radio for fucking backup. You radio like the fucking man up there. Like, hey, you got fucking bail me out. Some shit's happening.
He gonna crash out any second, bro.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. I love that, bro. I love that. I'm gonna switch lanes a little bit if that's cool. You know?
Whatever, man.
Let me ask real quick. Bro, how's your sleeping schedule, dude? Like,
it's fucked.
Yeah, how many days a week do you DJ for?
Sometimes 7 days a week. Sometimes 3. The typical is 4.
Okay, so whenever you do DJ, how do you do it? Do you just like stay in your hotel or go back home?
I go back home immediately. If I'm in Texas, I'm driving back home tomorrow.
You go straight back home. So like right now tonight, you're going straight back home.
I've always done it, dude. You're
Bro, how are you?
That's what's like. I have to dap you up for that, man. That's like,
that's a dog right there. Hey, that's somebody that really cares.
No, all my friends are like, "You're fucking insane."
Is it just to save money, or is it just to go home to your, your significant other?
I go to my wife. What reason? If I can manage, look, you get out of the club, it's 2:30. I'm usually pretty fucking hopped up on caffeine. I'm riding whatever DJ high it is. Not going to sleep for the next 2 hours, 2.5 hours anyway. If I'm only an hour outside of Houston, by the time I'm starting to get tired, I'm not even exactly like dead tired. I'm getting tired. Well, I'm almost fucking home.
That's true. Go home. Just to bring it back, bro. the sleeping schedule is funny though.
It is fucked. It is fucked.
How much hours do you get at least? Do you at least get like at least the 6?
6 is like a minimum for me that I try to get, but some days I get, some days I don't sleep, and that's rare. But there are some days I don't sleep. There are some days I get 2 hours. Some days I get 3 hours. Whatever life kind of. If I got to be at a fucking, let's just say a baby shower in 2 hours, at 8 a.m. or 8:30 or whatever. Fuck, all right, get up. You got shit to do. Right?
There's
a lot of coffee.
I want to bring something up, bro, because there's like a stigma or perception on the nightlife industry, and it could be DJs, it could be night managers, club owners, whatever.
Yeah.
And like that type of lifestyle, a lot of people look at it as like, oh, you can't have a family, you can't, like you it's just no way to make it work.
Just get your fucking priorities right. That's dumb.
Right? That's
dumb.
That's exactly
for somebody to say you live this life, you cannot do this is no. If you need to figure out a way to do it, you just do it. That's absolutely absurd. I know so many, and I have to state this, I know so many good men and good women, emphasis on good, that have very happy families that provide well for their families and are outstanding role models and are just good human beings. That's what it takes, right? Like, you can't stay out and get fucked up, right? And fucking go home to your significant other absolutely trashed, and then wake up the next day, you're hungover and you can't do what you need to do for your family. Like, you got to make sacrifices. And whether it's dicking around, if that's the sacrifice, better sacrifice that for your family, because you got a family. And if you don't, your kid might grow up fucked up, or you might lose your marriage or your relationship. And then you're like, then you blame it on your significant other, or you blame it on whatever circumstance, but it's all on you.
How about you though? How long do you see yourself doing this?
I do this the rest of my life.
Oh yeah. So
I love what I do. Like, I was going to be a lawyer. I couldn't see myself after walking off that stage. That day I played that show, I couldn't see myself doing anything else. Wow. And it's not like what I'm doing is like a bad thing.
No.
I'm not like James Bond just fucking people up, right? Like, I don't know. I guess, but I play music for a living, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Because I stay up late? Like, no, I don't get fucked up. I do my job, do it to the best of my ability, shake hands, smile, be kind to people, go home.
But what was your worst set? Like, do you remember like your worst experience?
I don't know,
like, like, damn, this shit was.
I mean, it's probably early in the beginning where you think you know what you're doing, and you're like, all right, I guess that's not working, right? But probably the most embarrassing set had to have been opening up for Wiz Khalifa, and it was because I was unprepared.
And you admit that. Like, you're like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta fuck up bad to grow from it, right? Like,
I agree.
Nobody's gonna do good all the time and be like, yeah, I got good because I was just good. No, you had to have fucked up a lot of times.
Bro, how'd you fuck up the Wiz Khalifa, bro?
So I did this big college party at this club called Spire in Houston, and every Thursday, and like, I'm talking about like 400 people through the door by like 10:30 type shit.
Oh damn!
It was like,
they was ready.
That's not Citizen.
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy.
That's not
Citizen. Back in like 2017, and at that point, if you got a full room, you just got to start killing it. Like, and so I wasn't pacing myself, and they were like, "Yeah, Wiz Khalifa will be here like 12:30." I was like, "Cool, that's fine." And then it's 12:45. I'm like, all right, I'm kind of maybe running out of music. They're like, nah, he'll be here at 1. I was like, all right, I can last another 15, 20 minutes. 1 comes, nah, he'll be here at 1:30. And I'm like, fucking kind of running out of music now. Like, fuck, I don't have any bangers left, right? Yeah. By 1, you should be turned up, because you're supposed to turn it up, and then the artist gets on. It's like the perfect layup, right? Like, tell me why this motherfucker comes at 1:55.
The club closes.
The club about to close. It's 1:55.
But he was just cooked.
He was absolutely cooked. He was absolutely cooked. And not only did he get there at 1:55, he didn't perform right away. He was like, "Nah, I'm gonna smoke this blunt." Like, dude, you've been smoking blunts from fucking the tour bus all the way here. How many more blunts do you need? You look stoned. You're not even moving right now. Like, you're absolutely stoned. You don't need to smoke anymore.
Okay.
Whatever. Maybe that's his brand, right?
Yeah.
It's not like till 2:15 till he gets on.
That is crazy.
It is crazy.
And that's when you step off? Or?
I've already shit the bed for probably at least 30 minutes. At least. I've run out of bangers, and there's a room full of fucking kids ready to fucking turn up to Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
And they're just, the energy is super stale.
Oh.
Yeah, the energy is super stale, right? And I'm beating myself up, and probably for 45 minutes, honestly. But you got to think about it. There's like 800, 900 people there, and you're the one person controlling this party. 45 minutes probably feels like a lifetime.
Oh yeah,
really?
Like a lifetime.
I feel like one song lasts like 10 minutes.
Yeah, especially when you don't have any kind of other songs to play, right? And it gets worse. He gets on, tour manager hands me a USB. Hey, play this, this, and this. I was like, okay, cool. It's easy. I can do that. And they're all tour edits because on tour, he's got to perform like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 songs, whatever, right? Like, and one of the songs he performs is a collab with like G-Eazy. And then, so it's his verse and he looks at me, he goes, hey, let the G-Eazy verse play. And I look at the tour manager, I'm like, there's no G-Eazy verse in here. You gave me the tour edit.
Yeah.
It's just him for 45 seconds. He goes, nah, it's cool.
What are you supposed to do?
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah.
His face.
Song cuts. Wiz Khalifa turns at me with the mic. Hey, yo, DJ, what the fuck? I thought I told you to let that song run. And I was like, this can't be happening right now. No fucking way. This is happening to me right now. And I look at the tour manager and he's like, nah, you're good. Fuck you. Fuck everybody. Fuck this shit, right? And he goes, man, whatever. And Wiz was like, man, whatever. Play the next shit. And he's like, in a bad mood. And I'm like, dude,
Oh my God.
none of this is my fucking fault. And dude, you're like an hour and a half late. Like,
The manager's cooked.
the manager doesn't give a fuck. And here I am. I thought it was already bad. It's getting way worse, right? And then the crowd booed me for that. The crowd booed me for that.
Oh my God.
I was livid. But I'll tell you what. I went home that night, absolutely pissed. So pissed that I was like, man, I fucking, like sometimes you just shit so bad, you're like, man, I want to fucking quit, right? But I went home, opened up my laptop, and reorganized my shit so that if I were ever in a situation where an artist is late, I will never, ever, ever be caught running out of bangers. I sorted it in a way where I could fucking play bangers for fucking 4 hours straight. You couldn't stop me.
Nice.
You couldn't fucking stop me. And that was like, I leveled up after that night. I leveled up after that night because like, I just never wanted to be in that kind of position. And it's like, truth be told, I probably did have a couple bangers I could have played, but when you're that stressed out, looking at 5, 6, 7, 10,000 songs, you know what the fuck to play next. You got like a minute to play the next one, right? And so when shit's dragging out and you're freaking out and you're looking through the songs and shit, you're just not, your head's not there, right? And so you can't think clearly. And so how do you stop yourself from fucking up? Well, you build a foolproof system so that it's impossible for you to fuck up.
Yeah. Did you ever do another set for him?
No. No. And no, they never booked him again.
What did he do it again? Or would you do it if they did?
I don't know. Fucking pay me, I guess.
There you
I don't
go.
really
Bro,
care. I don't really care.
I'm over here thinking like, bro, I'd be stressful when I'm the DJ at a party or some shit.
Yeah.
And I'm
When you're
over here
on
going
ops,
through
yeah,
20
you're
songs.
like,
and I'm like,
what do I
but I
do?
could just imagine you, bro. Like,
How do you
got
know
this
which
whole
song
list.
to pick next? For example, like whenever like you're in a stress moment like that, how did you know what song to pick next? Or you just like
At that moment or now?
Well, now, say for example, you just see the vibe now going clicking with what you're
I
playing.
have a couple keywords that I type in and it'll populate. If I just needed to just drop it within 5 seconds, I could.
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh damn!
Oh, what
Let's
about
go.
on the other side of that though? Because that was like a moment where you had to learn a lot, right?
Yeah.
But now on the contrary, what has been the best set you were like a set that you'll never forget?
Ooh.
Oh,
Damn. Yeah. Okay. 2019, the first Astroworld after party. Same club. Same club.
Oh, Spire.
Spire, yeah. Same club. I'm talking about 11 o'clock.
Is that when that accident happened?
No. This
Oh,
was
no,
like
no.
maybe 2 years.
Yeah,
after that
2 years
actually.
before.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 years before,
Post COVID.
this is the
Yeah.
first one, right?
This is the very first one.
Yeah, okay.
She was lit.
And yeah, I was on a tear. I was just like fucking songs were just popping in. It was like boom, boom, mixing. Everybody from out of town is like, yo, I'm not from here, but I followed you and I DM'd you because like you were a monster. Like you're better than these DJs I hear in other cities. And I was just on it that night. And then like I was killing it. And Chase B gets on, right? Plays some shit on my laptop. And that's when I start befriending like Chase B. And Travis gets on, the room explodes even more, right? I'm talking about the party's already on 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could not get any more lit, right? And then Travis
Of
gets
course,
on.
Travis, bro.
Travis
Yeah.
just finished his first fucking festival. Absolutely, like It was crazy successful. He gets on. It's to wrap up the whole weekend. And I'm talking about just, I thought the room was going to fucking explode.
Damn.
I mean, it was just.
So, look, I'm a big Travis fan.
Sure.
Like, I can even. I'm
He
going to show him.
He had
Look.
tattoos.
I have a tattoo, man.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough.
With the eyes and all. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, right?
Sick, yeah.
So, not to go too deep, right? So, I was there when the actual incident happened.
Uh-huh.
And so.
Yeah, I was there too. Actually,
Oh, you were there.
okay. I was waiting for Travis to get on. It was about 9. And he
When
was,
you were on the stage, bro.
I was in VIP, like
Oh,
right in
VIP.
front of the stage,
Yeah,
right in
I
front of
remember that, yeah.
the pit, right in
Mhm.
Yeah,
front.
yeah, yeah.
And at that time, people were getting antsy, and then they were playing like the.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I was like, dude, shit's kind of getting weird. They're storming like the barricades, and they're kind of pushing through like VIP security, because there's a separate entrance on the side. And I'm like, I gotta be at work in an hour. Shit's kind of getting out of hand. I've done a bunch of shows for Travis. I've seen Travis perform more times than I can count. Let's just go home. Like, let's go home, make a shower. I've been out all day. I shower, then go to work, feel clean. I'm not like super tired.
Yeah.
So I leave. And then by the time I get to the parking lot, I hear Travis get on. And I was like, man, that sounds insane. And so as I'm driving off, and then by the time I get home, which I only live like 15 minutes away, Twitter starts going crazy.
Yeah.
Twitter starts going
dang.
crazy. Yeah. And then
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, fuck. I actually have the video on my phone of like, man, like, dude,
The whole
shit's getting
crowd.
weird, right?
Yeah.
Shit's getting weird.
You just felt it, right? Like you
I just
like
felt
that
the energy
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah.
really, really just.
What did you feel like? Rage?
I can
or
attest
like,
to that too, though.
No,
It was
no,
like-
it wasn't rage. It was just uneasiness. Like people, like if you get, I mean, let's just, how old are you guys? 24?
24.
24.
24.
At the time, though, I was 20.
All right. So
20,
in this is crazy because you guys wouldn't know about this, but in 2001, when the Twin Towers were hit, I was still a kid, but it was like you would feel the energy in the room where it was like, oh, some fucked up shit happened. And then so this is kind of like uneasy feeling where you're like, some shit's really off right now. I should probably get the fuck out.
Yeah.
You did, though. That's
I
crazy.
did. I
that you
did. I listened to
It's
my gut
crazy,
feeling for
bro.
sure.
Well, look.
I still have the videos on my phone of like people aren't in their right mind right now. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, I know for sure. And then I'm gonna piggyback on that
Yeah.
because I was at the very front. I'm talking
Oh,
like
like GA or like
GA.
okay.
I'm talking like fence was right there where
Yeah.
he was at.
Yeah.
I started the video and I remember at the time because I had been to Travis shows before, so it was like I felt like a sardine. I was like,
He's also really good at being like, yo.
Yeah, he
like,
is.
He's
Yeah.
really good about that. And
Yeah,
so
he
like
is.
people are like,
so I think
it's his fault. I'm like,
No,
nah,
it's
dude,
not.
if you knew Travis, he stops that shit.
Yeah, no, definitely
right?
not.
Yeah.
Because I remember in the previous shows, there was more breathing room. And it's like here, the goal was to just squeeze and get to the front, no matter what.
It was really weird.
It was interesting. Like
Really
I
weird.
couldn't put my finger on it. I agree with you. Like the energy fell off, and like people were scared. And I think it's one of those experiences to where like now concerts are very different because of it. And I think it's more for like in safety measures.
Those safety measures were all in place
Yeah.
already. It's just whenever, and you can't blame any of this on like the festival people saying
No,
like,
no,
oh, this
definitely
is
not.
their fault. They're just like, or like it would even be even more ridiculous to blame Trav and his
No,
team or
definitely not.
anybody.
Oh,
But it's
yeah,
like,
definitely not.
it was just the people.
Yes.
How many people were there?
Dude.
It was,
It was
a lot.
like-
yeah, it was
a
like
lot, but it
over-
wasn't like
Yeah.
so many more than the previous years. It was about right? It was just like for some reason everybody was so ready because he had taken a while to get on as well.
Oh,
Antsy.
everyone with Ansi. Yeah, okay,
Mhm.
that's what
They
could
were
have
just
happened.
pushing, and some really unfortunate shit happened. It's kind of ironic. The guys were pushing into you guys at the club, right? And you guys pushed back, but like,
Right.
I guess imagine that just like times 1,000.
Yeah,
Just
no,
getting
definitely,
pushed.
for
It's
sure.
not
When
like
was
you can
it?
push back.
2021.
2021.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that was in Houston or?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
in Houston. It was
Damn,
in the
that
NFR
sucks.
stadium.
Wait, so
Yeah.
what other places have you been to, man?
Besides Texas,
Besides
where
Texas,
else
yeah.
outside have you?
I know you said DC, right?
But yeah, DC. Done something in Miami. Dropped a set or two in LA. Like
Does your playlist
Nashville.
vary?
Tokyo.
Does your playlist vary?
On the slate?
I guess on the place that you're at. Like, what you playing in Tokyo?
It's kind of funny you ask that. People are like, you just play a bunch of Japanese music? I'm like, no, you guys gotta understand, in what music industry, in what music market, country-wise, would you want to pop off? Anywhere in the world. If you were born in fucking bumfuck nowhere in the middle of the world and you wanted to be the most famous musical artist, what music market would you want to pop off? The US.
Yeah.
It is the pinnacle of entertainment industry, you know, unless you're a Latin artist, which, you know, it's a little different. But even then, if you had a #1 Latin record in the United States,
That's
say,
still,
"Y te me preguntó," like
Yes.
that, yeah, you made it. You date a Kardashian, right? You know, you did it, right?
Yeah.
So, we play American music there, especially at the club I work at, you know?
Okay. Well, look, I want to dive deep because we come from the Latin culture, man.
Cool.
You know, so I think that's a good area that we can discuss here, right? How do you see the Latin industry coming up in the last few years? Did you expect that? Was that the word around in the industry like that was happening? Or like, was that kind of a surprise where it's like, oh, wow, like these guys are coming up out of nowhere?
No, I don't find any of that surprising. Like, okay, I think the statistic is like by 2035, 37 or 2030 something, Latinos will be the most populous race in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
And then you guys have like, you know, Latinos in international schools and stuff. So they know English and so they listen to American music. But like sonically, if the pinnacle of music is the United States, right, you're going to incorporate the kind of American music, but put your spin on it. And so like, yeah, you kind of see these things coming as cultures kind of integrate some more and music kind of integrate some more. And like, why did Bad Bunny pop off? It's because Latin trap was big.
Yeah.
Right?
It was.
Yeah, it was big.
Yeah.
And trap was big. And like,
freshman year.
yeah, like reggaeton was big, but it didn't like cross over unless you were like Shakira, you know, or like unless you were like Enrique. Like,
yes.
You not even like Nicky Jam or like Maluma crossed over, right? Like
Yankee was probably like
Daddy Yankee, but like, you know, Gasolina is absolutely incredible, right? Like and it's timeless, right? But yeah, one in like the early 2000s, that wasn't indicative of like an entire culture.
Yeah.
Right.
But now it's just like, oh shit, like American Latinos, like not Latin Americans, like Latinos who are born and raised in the United States hear the hip hop that they grew up with and like and jam, but it's spoken in their language. That's gonna hit 10 times harder, right?
That's
and
true.
so you're gonna ride in for that 10 times harder because that shit's hard. And plus nobody was doing it, right? And then you have somebody with that kind of like powerhouse that wants to do like reggaeton, like, okay, yeah, now we got like even bigger records. And then like you have these fusions of like big room EDM, like, and you got like Pepas. I remember when the first day it came out, everybody was like, yo, there's this new Farruko record. Like it's fucking nuts. And I was like, this just sounds like EDM. But then you keep listening and you're like, dude, this is super catchy. And then like the build where like it sounds like a chorus is like singing together. You're like, damn, this shit's hot.
Yeah.
Bro, how in tune are you with like the music industry? Like, are you just listening to music all day? Like, how are you?
Constantly.
How do you
catch
get to do
up
music?
people?
How do you know what's the music every day?
I mean, you know, we're in a day and age where a lot of times people will even beat you to the music and they'll ask you for it. And it's your job to like, you play for the people, right? And so if the people ask you to play something, download it, listen to it. For all you know, they could have just gotten you the biggest record that's going to be the biggest record for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years, you know? Like,
how do you approach it though? Like whenever you're listening, like what are you paying attention to? Like coming from a person who
I don't know,
wants to
does it
switch
sound
over?
hot? You know?
Yeah.
like, okay, I have a friend who's like, he's like, I don't know how to explain to a chef how to make this dish better or worse, but I would know if the food sucked or if the food was good, right? And like for me, now that I've done a lot more production, I could maybe explain to somebody now, but it's just like people obviously have an innate genetic animalistic thing where it's like we understand good music.
Yeah.
If it's good, it's good, you know?
Bro, I'm thinking like we in the club, right? We're in the club. And if I were to
20 bitches.
put
No, I'm just kidding.
chill. And like we're in there, right? And I put a song up. You look at it, you play it, and then you just automatically switch that shit like the next 5 seconds.
No, but he didn't know.
But
what
I
song
wouldn't.
it
I
is.
wouldn't. But if I felt like it was a good fit, maybe I would just do it.
Yeah.
Right. And if I read the room and it's like they're not responding to this, I'm gonna get out of it.
Yeah.
Or I just wouldn't have done it in the first place.
Yeah, because he would know what song it is right away. He'd be like, okay.
Or I just listen to it. Right.
that
That's true.
sucked.
Or
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have time to deal with this shit right now, and I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah,
Like you already got your.
DM me or some shit. I'll maybe I'll play the next time. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. How do you read the room though? I know obviously the body language and everything, but
Yeah.
are you looking at the crowd closest to you, or are you looking at everything as
Everything.
as a dynamic?
Everything. If people are singing, if people are laughing, smiling, or bobbing their head, these are things that you kind of pick up.
Yeah. For a new DJ, now that you've been doing this for some time and you're going towards that more creative side, what's the piece of advice that you would want to give them?
Pick your favorite DJ and go listen to him or her and figure out why they're your favorite DJ. Something you like about them.
Yeah.
Who would you say right now inspires you? Like, do you still look up to somebody in the industry?
No, I'm kind of just
You've already at that point where like,
no. Look, like I don't want to say like this guy. I think that guy's trash. No, there's tons of great talent out there.
bro,
I'm just not like sitting there, maybe like, man, this guy is like super inspired because I'm just kind of working on me right now.
bro.
And
That's
so I'm
awesome.
not like kind of looking outward for inspiration. I'm looking inward for inspiration right now.
Have you had anybody that mentored you, like so far as a DJ?
So many people.
Really?
Yeah, so many people.
I need to. Go
There's
ahead.
a guy, he's actually my neighbor.
Your neighbor.
He's from Dallas. His name
Oh,
is DJ Mr. Rogers.
I'm a
That
visual
song
person,
Flex,
love it.
Hands on Your Head. If
Oh,
you're
yeah,
working
yeah,
on the
yeah.
floor.
Yes.
He made that.
Oh wow. And he's
Yeah.
your neighbor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
That's
We live pretty much right next to each
Okay.
other. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, man. I remember going to a hip hop club and listening to him, and I'm like, this guy's like going crazy. This guy is so good. Like, I'm just like, you're losing my mind. I'm like, yo, this guy's nuts,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, how is he doing that? All right, cool. Okay, what do I like about that, and what do I not like about that, and how could I do that my way?
Yo, what would happen if you gotta like take a shit or like you gotta like
Yeah,
step,
for real, like, what if you gotta go
like
to the
what if you
restroom?
gotta use a restroom or something? You know,
Yeah, you just play a long song. And you
a
better
long
run.
song.
Oh, okay.
Better hurry the fuck up.
Better hurry the fuck up.
Oh, okay.
But especially at the club restroom, bro, you can't find shit in the house.
That's
so-
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
bro.
I mean, also like usually like if you're a DJ from out of town, they probably got a restroom for you. Like,
Okay.
Oh, that's
or you'll
awesome.
tell the
No
manager,
way.
you'll tell the manager like, "Yo, here I go. Can you help me do this fast so I can get back and do my job?" You know. But usually, I do what you gotta do before you get on. You know, like
Bro,
you knew you were about to run a marathon. You should have taken a shit before you ran your marathon.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Oh.
yeah.
yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, I want you to tell the audience where you're going to be playing out. What's your schedule looking like for the rest of August? Maybe May, maybe summertime.
Yeah,
summertime's
yeah.
coming
So
up.
I'm staying home in Houston and waiting for my baby girl to come into the world in July. But
Congrats.
I gotta bust out the calendar, and I'm not gonna do all that right
Yeah,
now.
no.
But I'll be at Greenlight Social, working on some dates with Citizen again. I'll be in Austin at Mayfair, and so you can catch me at just big clubs. I'll be at Komodo tonight.
Yeah.
I'll be
Perfect.
back in May. So
For real.
Yeah,
I'm
perfect.
always around.
Komodo. Yeah, we have posted every night. He'll be at Komodo tonight.
I will be.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think we're gonna pop up. Man.
Yeah, we might pop
go.
up there.
Might
Yeah.
pop up.
Might
So
they
that's
might end up
dope.
doing.
Fucking, we'll film a podcast there.
Hey.
Yeah.
We're
There
gonna do
you go.
another one.
Right there on the spot.
Yeah.
I get on the mic like, yo, I heard all y'all got STDs here. We're on the street. That's what I heard. I don't know.
It's like,
These guys over me. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Nah, but
I
don't
love
do
that, man.
Don't
I
do
think like something we like to finish off, like with any guest, is like, do you have any just general advice that you can give us? Like, we're still trying to grow, still trying to, build into this life that, we want to create. So
Sure.
any piece of advice.
Never
that you-
stop.
Never stop.
Never stop.
Yeah. I love it.
Evolve. Keep trying different things. If it's not going where you need it to go, figure out where you need to go. Figure out the destination. And at least you have that, you'll figure out how to get there. But if you don't know where you're going, how could you even begin to get directions?
Facts.
Right?
Damn.
So get figure out where you need to go, where you want to go, and then do it step by step.
Thank you so
that,
much,
man.
bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for watching. DJ Phon, it was a pleasure, man. Dude, thank you so much.
For sure, brother.
Good
Thank
luck
you,
on
man.
your set today. Komodo, it's gonna be amazing. We'll pop up right there, see
do
you
it.
there.
We'll drop his tag
Yeah.
once we drop this video. But
Yeah.
yeah, bro.
Everybody
You'll
pull
probably
up.
see us tonight.
If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and then go check out DJ Phon. And then we hope you have a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.